Howdy everybody, I hope you're having a great day. Today, I just wanted to show you all the two most useful books, in my opinion, for coin collecting. If you do not own either one, I highly advise you run out today and pick yourself up a copy of each. They are, of course, a red book. This is the 2023. They're up to 2025 now, and I do plan on getting one soon. But for now, I have the 2023, and that suffices. And then the other is this book right here, Grading Coins by Photographs by Q. David Bowers. This book is so useful. You want to try to expand your knowledge of grading coins and your ability to grade coins. Now, naturally, the more you look at coins, the more often you can develop your eye and get a better idea of what the grades are. But books like this can help tremendously, especially if you're a beginner. And even if you're not a beginner, nobody knows everything about every single coin. So you might come across something that you have no idea how to grade it, and that's where this book comes in. So for today's example, I have 3 coins that I picked up. These are all 3 Walking Liberty half dollars, and they are all going to be getting added to my budget walker set. So I'm really looking forward to that. Now, I picked all 3 of these up at the same coin shop. The dealer was a great guy. I want to get back there as soon as I can, pick up some more coins. I feel like I got a good deal on everything I bought. This was not all I bought. I bought a good bit of stuff, actually. And honestly, I just had fun hanging out there and talking with the guy. Very knowledgeable, older gentleman who's been doing it for a long, long time. Now, how do you utilize these books? Well, it's pretty easy. Let's start off with this 1919 Walking Liberty half dollar. Now, let's say you went to the coin shop, or you're sitting there at the coin shop. You can bring these into a coin shop with you, and most dealers really won't care. I mean, that's just part of the business. People do it all the time. But let's say you picked it up like I did. Okay. I paid $70 for it. That is the price I paid. The dealer had it graded fine. But you take a look at that and you think, oh, that looks like a pretty nice coin. I'm going to buy it. But I don't know if I can trust that that's fine. And that that's a good price. Well, the first thing to do, grab your red book. Flip to the Walking Liberty half dollars. Then we go to 1919. You can see the mintage, it's 962,000, so that's actually a fairly low mintage compared to some of the other years. Okay, now, he had it graded fine. So according to Redbook, that's about $85. Now, the Redbook is known for not being the most accurate and up-to-date place to get prices, but you can at least judge whether or not you're paying a fair value for the coin. And generally, for common stuff like Walking Liberty half dollars, it is a good guide to give you a rough roundabout price. But how do we know for sure that it's fine? Well, in the red book, there is a description of fine right here. It says, all skirt lines evident, but worn in spots. Clear details in sandal below motto. Well, that's helpful a little bit. But how helpful is it really? I mean, you can see some details in the sandal. Let me get something to point a little better. Okay, here we go. You can see some details in the sandal, actually a good bit. Now the skirt lines that they're talking about run here, here, and over here. It is hard to see on camera, but the skirt lines in this area are pretty good, with just a couple showing here and none over there. Here's the reverse of the coin. It doesn't give you any description of the reverse. So that's pretty vague. That's when we pull out this book. Flip to the Walking Liberty half dollars. As you can see, I mean, this gives you great examples of pretty much any coin you can think of, and shows you a nice description of the grade and great pictures to compare it to. Here we go, Walking Liberty half dollars. We know we're not mint state or AU. Now, this is what we're talking about here. So, he had it graded as fine. And in here, under fine, it says, wear is more extensive, now with only a few light lines visible in the skirt. The rays of the sun are weak below the cap and may be worn away at their tips. On the reverse, wear is more extensive, with most details now gone on the eagle's right leg. Delineation of the feathers is less. The most in the upper area and right edge of the left wing are blended together. So, let's pull out our coin and let's take a look at this. Take a look at the obverse first. Well, the obverse looks pretty darn close to a fine. Let's check out the reverse. Okay, now, the reverse, if you look at the feathers, you can see a lot more detail in the example there. And this is a fine 12. So that is the lower end of the fine spectrum. So details there are more worn away. The details up here are more worn in our coin. Back to the obverse. If you compare skirt lines, that's about the same. But on these Walking Liberty half dollars, the reverse actually gives you almost a better idea of the grade of the coin than the obverse. So I tell you what, let's look back at grade. Let's compare it to a VG. Now, this says on a VG obverse, wear is slightly more extensive, but the rim still is defined all around. The tops of the date numerals are worn and blended slightly into the ground above. Reverse, wear is more extensive. On the left wing, only a few feathers are delineated. And on the shoulder of the right wing, most detail is gone. Detail in the pine branch is lost, and it appears as a clump. So, let's look at our obverse. There we go, I can get much closer. Tell you what, in my opinion, this might be just a little better obverse-wise than what they're showing there. Look at the reverse. Now there, it looks like we have slightly more of the feather design showing. So I tell you what, this is a VG8 example. This is an F12 example. The dealer had this as a fine. I'm going to call this a VG10 or just VG plus, since we're not really talking about graded slabbed coins. That's what grade I would give this, a VG plus. So, back to our red book. Now, 1919, VG8 is 40, and fine 12 is 85. I paid 70. A VG plus or VG10 would be somewhere in the middle. So I'd say I might have overpaid slightly for this. But again, coin grading is subjective, so somebody else might think this is a fine and think I got a pretty good deal on it. Either way, I'm happy with it, and it's going in the collection. Next, we have a 1919D. I paid $75 for it. Dealer graded it VG plus. Mint marks right there. Trying to get the light. Mint marks right there. For those who don't know, you can see the D. And this coin looks almost similar to the one we just looked at. So 1919D has a mintage of 1,165,000. And if this is a VG Plus, that puts it somewhere between $80 and $120. I paid $75. Let's compare it. Well, that looks pretty close. Reverse. And again, maybe just a little more detail in the upper right part of the feathers. I'm going to say, yeah, VG Plus. That's a pretty accurate grade. So, got a good deal on that one. Next, we have a 1920D. I paid $30 for this. Dealer graded it VG Plus as well. Now this one, I don't know if I agree with that. As you can see, there's some more wear here. The skirt lines are almost barely visible here, and pretty much non-existent anywhere else. So let's look at a good and compare it to that. Well, maybe. Now you see the rim, how the rim's worn into the letters? We don't have that. So we are better than a good. But I tell you what, because of those skirt lines, I don't think we're quite a VG Plus. We're pretty darn close to this on both the obverse and the reverse. So I'm going to say we're right about a VG8. So you take away the plus, VG, 1920 in VG, 1920D in VG, $35. I paid $30. Not bad. Pretty fair value. And that's just a quick example of how you can utilize these books when purchasing coins for your collection, or just simply increasing your knowledge. All right, now let's get these out of the way. Pull this bad boy out. Let's get these. So, got our 1920D. Take that out of here. And I'll fast forward through this. $19.90. And $19.90. Okay, that puts the total at 61 out of 65 coins. And the total value paid, I'll put right up here, once I calculate it. But these 4 are the only ones I have left. All the other pages are done. This was a goal I had to complete this set by the end of 2024. I think I'm well on track to do that. Now, once I do complete the set, I plan on buying an actual album for it. Probably a Dansko, but we'll see. I kind of like the old Whitman Library of Coins books as well. So, time will tell. Either way, I hope you all enjoyed. Have a great day. And pick yourself these books up if you haven't already. See you.